Ah, Jake, what's up, dude? You wanna hop on call? Break this down. I've got a whole spreadsheet and everything. Oh, this isn't new stuff. This is the this was the list that we got. I posted in my server earlier today. Oh, you know what? Let's get the chat up. Pop out. There we go. Okay, there we go. We got that up. Oh, wait, I didn't put it over on my... Oops. Much better, much better. There we go. Alright. Are you the guy from the Blade Dragons podcast? I am. I believe I've seen your name on there too. Are we both from the Blade Dragons podcast? No way, man. That's so epic. Galactic, what's up? Yeah, we're doing a surprise stream today. I wasn't planning on doing this, but we're doing it anyways. Because, yes, that's my favorite Beyblade podcast, the number one. I know, dude, the Blade Dragons podcast is so hype. I get so excited whenever new episodes come out. It's my favorite. All right, let me get the stream posted on places, and then we'll be good to go. Also, I'm gonna post the link for the PDF in the description in the chat. All right, as soon as I get everything all organized. I was gonna record this as a video, but I didn't feel like editing, so as I've got another video I'm doing this week. So we're gonna streamline this. And I'm gonna lose my Chrome page. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we got that. What's up, Pop? Yeah, we are the guys from the Blade Dragons podcast. Isn't that crazy? Yo, that's wild. That's like my favorite podcast. Alright, here we go. Copy, surprise stream. Bam! Okay, we did it. Notification squad. I'm only gonna post in my server. Alrighty. Let's get a roll into the news. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that we have all seen... Where's OBS? Here it is. Okay, yeah. This needs to be on my other monitor. Wonderful. Bay Craze, what's up? That's crazy. I heard that's a good podcast. I know, dude. I've heard it's the #1 Beyblade X podcast. Illinook said himself that it is the #1 Beyblade X podcast, which that sounds pretty cool. Where is the picture? Let me find it real quick. We'll get the reference up. We'll stick it onto the thing. Julian, what's up, dude? Yeah, tournament was great. That was a ton of fun. Okay, let me pull up the thing. I gotta remember where all my pictures are. I need to go through my folders and reorganize. Everything is like moved or missing. I have like 50 folders called Hasbro. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna do, let's see, image. Okay, yes. Create new image. Gonna browse, copy, paste. Yes. Oh. Okay, copy. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. There we go. Here we go. Oh, that's big. All right, so this is the original list. Looks kind of doo-doo, but that's all right. So we have the original list. This had like all of the listings for the... There we go. So this is where all of the info is coming from. I gotta like shrink this a bit. There we go. Okay, here we go. Today we're going to be trolling Metal Tops Inc. live streams. 100%. That is accurate. Okay. Wrong one. There we go. Okay, so I made a spreadsheet and I posted this around a bit. I just realized there we go. Okay, so basically, now we're starting. This is the start of the actual thing. So in the bottom corner, or on the, what side of the screen is that? Whatever. The smaller image there with all like the jumbled listings, that was the image that we got a little bit ago for a ton of the Hasbro listings. And I went through that this morning and I itemized all of it. And I put a bunch of different notes and whatnot into it. So there's a lot of interesting things that I found, hence the highlights and pink text and italics and everything. So I want to kind of go over this and just leave this up as a stream episode / like video breakdown, and I get to get your guys' opinions on it, so it's gonna be hype. So we're gonna get right into this. So the first thing that I noticed is that all of the codes begin with the same, was that 8 numbers? They all begin with 50109962, and then there's 2 other numbers of interest that come after that. The 9th number is what I call the marker number, and this ranged from 5 to 9. And then the rest of them were codes. And I organized this all mostly numerically. It seems I forgot that 9,000 comes after 7,000. But oh well. Basically, this is the list, and I can't afford any of it. I mean, not right now, but hopefully soon. I'm working on getting a job. Anyway, so EU Dronzer. This one's interesting, right? Because we haven't heard anything about the Xover project, but we do know that London, or England rather, the UK is getting Beyblade X in Q3, Q4. So does EU mean that they will be getting will they be getting it? Now granted, EU could mean something completely different. It could be just a code and not mean European Union. But yeah, it is it's Q3, Q4. Let me pull the image up. Let me not dox my folders because I have some fun folders in here. But yeah, that was confirmed. I think that was on Beyblade Day. We got that image. Let me find the shot if I can. Where did it go? What? I was like looking at these earlier today. Why are they not on my computer anymore? Yeah, I forget where it was, but yeah, it's Q3, Q4. They said what, like autumn, winter time was going to be when they dropped it. But yeah, so the next thing was very interesting. I think this was just a code for general dual packs, right? It was all marker 5, and then it was different listings under the same code. So that was 9660. And we got the Knife Shinobi, Kill Shark, Tail Viper, Sword Drawn, and Chain Incendio, Arrow Wizard. Now, we have, what's interesting about these is that these are the only listings so far that we've gotten images of, right? There's like other 2-packs that we're going to talk about in here, but those we haven't gotten any like images for, right? These are the only 3 that we have images for. And then same down here with these boosters. We have images for all of those and like almost nothing else. So Knife Shinobi, Tail Viper, Chain Incendio, those are going to be stock. And then the Keel Shark recolor is the Drawn Dagger deck set. Sword Drawn is the Battle Entry deck set Battle Entry set recolor, and then the Arrow Wizard is the 3-on-3 deck set recolor. So we know what these are going to be. These we know everything about. And then the Bay BBX Dual Pack AST is either a placeholder or just like the generic term for what they're referring to. Then Talonterra was interesting because it's listed twice. It was listed both under marker 5, but one was under 7024 and the other was 7154. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, or if that was just like some kind of mistake or whatnot, but it is going to be a booster. We did get confirmation on that. We got images for it. So for this one, it's probably just the booster thing. No, I don't think they would do a recolor. Like, as a separate booster, that doesn't make sense. If they were going to recolor it, they would put it in like a 2-pack or like a set or something like that. We do know the prices. That is a great question, Pop. We do know the price. Let me move that image down. There we go. So the prices for Beyblade X for the US, boosters and the winder launcher are going to be $7.99. Starters are going to be $9.99. 2-packs are going to be $14.99. The string launcher set with Soar Phoenix is going to be $19.99. $19.99. And then the stadium set is going to be $49.99. So we've gotten a lot more like images of 2-packs and boosters and whatnot. So the only thing that I don't think we have a price for is the bucket stadium, and that's like the last thing. I think the other things that we need to wait for the prices on are the what do you call them? The collab packs and everything. Because there are some interesting things later on in here that I do want to touch on. So next up is Sting Unicorn, which it's later referred to as Sting Uni. So I think Sting Unicorn is going to be in Wave 1, which is something that I stated in my other video. It's going to be a booster. This is not confirmed if it is going to be sold as a booster, but I'm inferencing that it will be, because if we take a look at like Horn Rhino, right? Rhino Horn was sold by TT as a booster. Shark Edge was also in a booster as the the random booster. So I think there's a really good chance that Unicorn will be in it will just be sold as a booster. Bucket stadiums are usually 10 USD. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. It's not going to be much more expensive than a booster. 100%. Let me get that off. But yeah, Bucket Stadium very likely going to be $10 for USD. Maybe 11 or 12 at some places, but I think 10 is probably good like MSRP for it. Very good estimate. Maybe a little less if we're lucky. The next thing is the Transformers one, and they kind of wedged Tyranno in the middle of it, right? So it's marker 5 for the Transformers packs 7048 and 7062, but then 7055 is Roar Tyranno, and that's kind of fun, or that's kind of weird. Very interesting. Now, we're going to talk about Tyranno in a minute, but for the Transformers things, Starscream and Megatron are Transformers names, so the TRA most likely means Transformers. I put this in pink just in case TRA stands for something else, but it's probably Transformers. Now the OP, right? Does that mean Optimus Prime? I don't know. These are listed as TRA OP on both of them, and that's my issue. If it was like on one of them, I would be fine with it, because that would probably mean Optimus Prime, like Optimus Prime Megatron 2-pack. But it's listed on both. So either OP is not Optimus Prime Beyblade, or it is, and we're going to get Optimus Prime stock with Megatron, and then Optimus Prime as like a recolor with different parts with Starscream. So those are the options, but I don't know. I don't know. That's my speculation and inferencing. The next thing that we've got is Roar Tyranno, which was listed in between Transformers. Yeah, like I think what's gonna happen is that we're gonna see like a set. So we're probably going to get like an Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and like another one in like a set, and that's gonna be that's gonna be like, because we get later on there's the Star Wars collab multi-pack. There's also a Marvel collab multi-pack. somewhere in here. Yeah, here it is. So there's those. So I think we're probably going to see a Transformers multi-pack. And if Optimus Prime is not in these, it's going to be in that, or whatever they decide to do. So the next thing is Savage Bear, which honestly I got... Oh, wait, no, I kind of skipped over Tyranno. So Tyranno we know is going to be the prize bay for Random Booster 3 for Beyblade X. So it's probably going to be a booster. That is my big prediction for it. It'll be a booster because, like, the Wyvern Gale prize, I think Wyvern Gale is going to be sold in a 2-pack, with the Tail Viper recolor, and then Tyranno, very similarly to Keel Shark, will be a booster. So that's my inference. That's not confirmed, but I think it's pretty likely. I don't know why my nose has been getting like so itchy during streams. Savage Bear. No idea what Savage Bear is. I don't know if it's going to be a TT Beyblade, because Tyranno I didn't know was going to be TT until we got like confirmation on it. But Savage Bear could be... It could be a TT exclusive. It could be something else. I don't know what it is. So I don't really have an opinion on that. But it was listed alongside everything in the 5 category. The next 4 things are things we knew. Things that we got images of. 7086, 7109, 7116, and 7123 are all Scythe, are all starters. They're all the like day 1 stuff from July. It's Helm Knight, Sword Drawn, Arrow Wizard, Scythe Incendio. Now, it's weird because Scythe Incendio was listed twice, and I marked that. I don't know why it was listed twice. I probably just, like, a mistake. I'm going to chalk it up to that. But they do list out, like, what type it is, which I find kind of interesting. The next 2 things are Star Wars related. These are 2 packs. One of them is for Mandalorian and Moff Gideon. The other one is for Luke and Darth Vader. So that's going to be fun. I think that's going to be it's probably going to be $20 for those, I imagine, because it's, the brand name stuff, so they probably want to, like, hike the price up on those. But a nice variation of stuff. It's not just, like, they're including, like, newer stuff in it, which makes sense. But it's going to be pretty interesting. And I swear, if they do not have Giancarlo Esposito on the gear chip for Mando or for Moff, I'm going to be pissed. Because that is the closest thing I will get to Gus Fring Beyblade, and you better be on that. You better be on that shit. The next things I kind of went over, very similar to the 2 packs up here. The first one started, it was the single top AST for booster, so probably either a placeholder or just like a generic name for these. And then Steel Samurai, Talon Terra, Horn Rhino, Keel Shark. We have images for those. We know what those are going to be. It's going to be those are going to be tight. So the next thing is another speculative point. 7178 SW collab multi-pack. Now SW is 100% Star Wars. There's like nothing else it could be, because we have a confirmation for Luke and Darth Vader and Mando and Moff. So SW could not be anything else besides Star Wars, especially with collab after it. Now, the thing with the multi-packs is we don't know, like, what that means. It could be a 3 set. It could be a 4 set. It's probably going to be a 3, though, based on what we got from Burst. But my theory here is that it's going to be 3 to 4 Beyblades that are Star Wars Beyblades that are not included in 7147 or 7130, which are these 2 listings here. So this collab pack is not going to be Mando, Moff, Luke, and Darth Vader. It's probably going to be something like, I could easily see them doing Anakin, Obi-Wan, Windu, and Yoda as a thing, and do that as like a prequel pack or something. It could be a ton of different ones. But yeah, it's gonna be something interesting. Hope we will get exclusive Ratchet shape soon. For Hasbro exclusives, here's the thing. Like Talon-Terra, Steel Samurai, and Knife Shinobi, they just reuse the plastic part of the blade from, like Rhino Horn, Land Claw, and Hellscythe, and then Tusk Mammoth also reuses, that one reuses Hellscythe. I don't think we're going to see, like, exclusive Ratchets. I think we'll get, like, unique colors for bits and Ratchets, but I don't think we're going to be seeing, like, exclusive Hasbro Ratchets. R2-D2 and C-3PO. I hope they don't make those into Beyblades. Ugh. There's tons of different, like, things that they could do with these, so it'll be fun to see what they come up with for Star Wars and all that stuff. So the next thing is 7192 Beyblade X Starter Pack Top AST. Anything that has AST is either like a generic listing or like a tentative piece. So it's yeah, I think it's a generic marker. Next up, we get into the 6 markers, and there's not too many of these. 5 was the longest marker number, so a lot of the other ones are going to be a little bit shorter, but there's more to unpack with these. Starting right away with 0123, which is Gale Wyvern and Tail Viper. Now, the thing with those is that I think Wyvern is going to be stock and Viper is going to be a recolor. And then we also get Yell Kong and Helm Knight, and then Bike Rock and Sting Uni. And I've wrote the same. Now, these are in pink because these are inferences. And I'm basing this off of these 3. I'm basing that information for those 3 packs off of these 3 up here. With Knife Shinobi, it was an original, and then we got it with a recolor of something. So if Bite Croc and Yell Kong are exclusives, then the Helm Knight and Sting Uni recolors are going to just be... They're going to be recolors. Because why would they put Sting Uni as, like... First of all, it's second in here, right? This is the... When it's listed second, so it's very likely going to be the recolor. So whatever's listed first will be stock. Whatever's listed second will be a recolor. So Sting Unicorn, we already have like a separate listing for that. That's very likely going to be a booster on its own. So it's going to be a recolor here. Now, we don't have any recolors of Sting Uni from Takara Tomy, so we could see a Hasbro exclusive recolor for Sting Uni. But granted, we still have to wait a little bit. We could see like Sting Uni pop up somewhere from TT, and then that gets thrown in as the as the secondary for this pack. Helm Knight, there's already like a ton of recolors that they could throw in. They could throw it from the deck set, from random booster. They could throw it in from the Drawn Dagger deck set. They got like options for Helm Knight, so this is probably going to be a TT recolor. Same with Tail Viper. It could be the blue one. I'm hoping it's the blue one from Random Booster 2, but it could be the black or piss colored ones from the Random Select. So anything is possible with those. But Gale Wyvern is going to be stock in that, and Yell Kong and Bike Croc are going to be stock as well. Just based on, Tail Viper being stock in this one, Chain Incendio being stock in this one, same with Knife Shinobi. We know that these are stock because we got the images for them. Yes, we need more piss bays. Those are the bays that I'm looking out for. Next up, oh yeah, and this one was listed twice. For whatever reason, Bike Croc and Sting Uni were listed twice, which was whack. But anyways, let me read chat a little bit. I hate sand. It's so coarse and rigid. Fake fan right here. Pop's a fake fan confirmed. Hold on. It's coarse and rough. It's rough. Come on. Come on, man. We got... Alright, it looks like movie night is gonna be whatever fucking Star Wars movie that was from. Anyways, you've been exposed. Next up, we move on from the 0 listings to 40, or rather 4,000. Yeah, it's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. All right, so the next three things are Marvel related. So we got 4183 and 4190, which is Spider, Venom, and Thanos Iron Man. Those are going to be 2-packs. So Spider-Man and Venom, Thanos and Iron Man. It makes sense. You pair up, you got like the protagonist and the antagonist. Although Venom is more or less an anti-hero, and he's got his own movies, so he's kind of an antagonist, protagonist. It's that situation. And then 4206 is the Marvel Collab multi-pack. So it's like with the Star Wars one, probably going to be 3 to 4 Beyblades that are not included in 4183 or 4190. So we could see like Captain America and Hydra or Ultron or something like that. Or we could see, Hulk and something else. Who knows? Next up, the next two, we got 4664 and 4671. Claw Leon and Lance Knight. So once again, I'm inferencing here with these. Claw Leon was released by TT as a starter, so probably going to be a starter for Hasbro. Same with Lance Knight. It was released as a booster from Takara Tomy. It's probably going to be a booster for Hasbro as well. Especially if they're listing them with balance and defense. Now, granted, Lance Knight could be a starter as well, because the only ones that they've listed, these 4 here are starters, and they listed the type next to them. And they didn't do that for Unicorn or Tyranno or Bear or any of the other ones, right? They listed the type there for Lance Knight, so it could be maybe a starter, but it wouldn't make sense in my opinion if you're already doing Knight or Helm Knight as well as a starter. So I think it's probably just going to be a booster like it is for TT. The only Marker 7 product was the Winder Launcher, which we already know what that is. It's just the TT one they call the tournament grade. So it's very interesting. If we see another one of these listings down the line and we see another 7, that could be a good indication that that's a tournament grade something, or an accessory. Maybe a launcher grip, or grip attachments or something like that. Next is the next few are a little bit weird. We hit the Marker 8, and this is where things start to get a little bit wonky. So the first 3 we got 0732, 1063, and 1050. These are called Beyblade X Quarter Display Palette, or Quarter Palette Display 2, Quarter Palette Display 3, and then Mass Display. Now, I think these are probably just store displays, so this is something that a store is ordering. So I think based on these 3 alone, all of these listings are store listings, which would explain why they have long code numbers and all that. So, 50109962 could stand for many things. Maybe a store or a manufacturer or a distributor number. It could be one of those. And then the marker is maybe pricing or sectioning or something like that, or something else. And then the code, the 4 digits are probably the specific code numbers, I imagine, or something like that. But anyways, these quarter palette displays and mass display, these are probably going to be assets that stores will set up in their in the Beyblade section of the aisle to show off the Beyblade stuff. I remember seeing these in Walmart or Target back for Metal Fight. They would have a big fun display and other stuff. So this is probably quarter palette, I imagine, would be the overhead thing that they put on the aisle, where it's oh, this is where the Beyblade stuff is, between this and this part of the aisle. And then mass display is probably going to be, goodbye Cyber. Mass display is probably going to be probably one of those big display cases, or a big rotator thing. I know Metal Fight had a couple of those in stores, at least I remember seeing. And then in the middle, we switch from lower numbers. We jump straight to 72 and 7300s. We get 7281, 7298, and 7373. We get the Spring Stadium, the Marvel Battle Set, and Base Stadium 25. Now, hi, Mem. Now, we do not really know what stadium could be. Maybe the Bucket Stadium? maybe like it could be the 3-player stadium. That could be like a set. There's also the Marvel Battle set, which is very likely, once again, speculating, will not. It's going to have Beyblades that are not included in 4183, 4190, or 4206, which are these 3 listings up here. So it's not going to be Spider-Man or Venom, Thanos or Iron Man, and nothing from the collab multi-pack. All of these 7298s, those are going to be, original, because Mim hates me and he's killing my stream on purpose. Thank you, Mim. But anyways, yeah, so Spring Stadium and Base Stadium 25, no idea what those could be. Marvel Battle Set, very likely not going to have any of the other Marvel Beyblades, but that's just a speculation. And then the last thing was 9469, which is a dumper dispenser. This is either going to be some like display thing, or it's going to be some other accessory. Hasbro likes to do like wacky accessories, or at least they did like a bunch of like weird like spin-off accessory nonsense things for Metal Fight. I remember I think they did a few for Burst. So dumper dispenser could just be code for something else, or it could just be like it could just be one of the big cardboard stands that they put at like the end of aisles. It could just be that, because you can just dump a bunch of the stuff in the bottom there. So there's a few different things that dumper dispenser could mean, but I think it's probably going to be another like display thing, something that you stick the Beyblades in the aisles. And then we move out of the 8s, we move into marker 9 and all of those numbers. Now, all of the 9 numbers begin with 0. None of them reach 1,000, 4,000, 7, 9,000. It's all, it's all 3-digit, to an extent. And we get some really interesting listings here. So 0021 was listed twice, but it wasn't like copy pasted twice on the thing. They were listed back to back. So what that could mean, one of them is probably Sword Phoenix. So if we break it down, Gen 4 is Beyblade X. DLX Launcher is the string launcher, because the Sword Phoenix set is called the Deluxe String Launcher set. So DLX Launcher is 100% string launcher, and then top is obviously a Beyblade. So Beyblade X, string launcher, and top. Sword Phoenix obviously comes to mind, just, the Deluxe String Launcher set. Now, this is an inference and a theory. Now, the reason it's both, and I'll explain. It's a speculation because we have no information. There's nothing to base this on. And the inferencing for this speculation is just based on the fact that Sword Phoenix was included. Now, in the BX07 Start Dash set for Takara Tomy, that is where we got the clear stadium with the black X line, the drawn sword with the slightly different blue, and it came with the launcher grip and the string launcher, and it comes with the blue string launcher, right? Now, Cobalt Drake is also blue, and it's like a darker blue. So, if this is meant to be, two listings of Gen 4 Deluxe Launcher and top, the other one could be a Cobalt Drake Deluxe String Launcher set. Possibly. It would make sense because both Phoenix Wing and Drake are painted, so it would make sense that they are both sold with string launchers. They're also heavier than the other Beyblades, so including those in a deluxe set, that also makes sense. So now we haven't seen any images or heard any word that Cobalt Drake is, going to happen. I think it's very likely that it will happen. But I think it's probably going to be a lot further down the line. So this is not going to be wave 1. This is probably going to be towards the end of the season when Cobalt Drake actually shows up and is prominent in the anime. Because right now it's just seen in like clips and flashbacks and whatnot. So if this is what they're doing with Cobalt Drake, A, really good move. It makes sense. And B, probably just like one of those tentative listings, right? Like we have like the AST. That's probably what it is, maybe. It's probably like a deluxe pack AST or something like that. So if this is Cobalt, we're not going to see that for a while. But I really hope that we do get Cobalt, because then my video will be like 100% correct. The next one was also really weird. They misspelled Tyranno as Triano, but it's, Tyranno. And then Wyvern. So the weird thing with this, and I put like a bunch of different speculations here. because Wyvern is already getting stock in this 2-pack, and then Tyranno is also up here, and it's probably going to be a booster. So what on earth, would they do? Like, since Tyranno is not going to be released as stock here. Oh, maybe it will, though. Maybe it will be. This could be, because later on down here, we do see Booster Wizard Arrow 480 Gearball and Booster Rhino 580Q. Those are recolors, right? So, and they're releasing those as like separate boosters. So this Tyranno here could be the other one from Random Booster 3, because there's 2 of them. So this could be like the Roar Tyranno, whatever it was, like 460 flat or low flat or whatever the hell it was. I forgot what it was. So this Tyranno up here, the 7055, that could be a recolor from, Random Booster 3. And then that would mean that this would be where we get stock Tyranno and then a Wyvern recolor, probably the Wyvern recolor from the from Random Booster. Jank and Artemis, what's up? There is no X in bossing say, that is correct. Kind of late. I went through the thing, although I was gonna put the link for that. Let me find the link real quick. I posted on my Titter. Let's open Titter. All right, here we go. I'll post this in the chat if you guys want to read this. If you guys want to, can I pin these? Yeah, here we go. Pin this. So if you guys want to read that for yourself, go do that. Oh, this like shoots it up to the top. Interesting. Okay, buy counter. But yes. Wait. Buy metal. I'm still here. We're not done yet. We're still going. We got some other things to talk about. I was about to say. Titter, you mean the mentally? Yes, of course. What's going on, Mecca? All right, so back to the spreadsheet, right? There's 2 options. This would make more sense if this was stock Tyranno and then Wyvern recolor, and then this one up here is Roar Tyranno, and it's the recolor from Random Booster 3. That's probably what it's going to be if this is listed as a booster. And that's just based on the fact that we're getting Wizard Arrow and Rhino recolors from, the other random boosters. So, if anything, this is going to be stock Tyranno, and the other one is going to be, the other thing. So, we also got some really, really weird packaging things here. Drawn BU HU1 has unique 2CF and Black Shell Hell's HA. I see Drawn BU and Hell's HA, and the first thing I'm thinking, Hell's Hammer and Drawn Buster. So this could be UX? Possibly. I would imagine so. So it's probably going to be, officially named as Buster Drawn and Hammer Incendio, which also means we'll get, like, Rod Wizard at some point. But, once again, no confirmation on that. We haven't seen any pictures. We haven't heard any word about UX. But I think this is probably a good sign that it is possible UX. And then unique to CF could easily be like the Night Beyblade or the next UX. It could be UX04 mixed with what do you call it? It could be UX04 mixed with Rod Wizard. Rod Wizard sounds wrong. I mean, a fair amount of these also sound pretty bad out of context, but that's why it's fun. Hear me out. What if UX have the same name? I don't know. That's something I've thought about, but at the same time, I don't know. Because here's the thing. They also list out here. Now, granted, a couple of things. What's up, Lucas? A couple of things to note is that for all of the listings in the 9 section, right? Everything that was listed in 9 was listed normally. So, Rhino Horn, Wizard Arrow, Sphinx Cowl. So, seeing it as Hell's Hammer and Drawn Buster here, that tells me, what's up, Cayman? That tells me that it's probably going to be those are not going to be the normal names. It's going to get changed to Arrow Wizard and Horn Rhino, Cowl Sphinx, and probably we're going to see Hammer Incendio and Buster Drawn. Because I don't know why they would just, do that name swap exclusively for UX. Just out of the blue like that. So I think that's just like tentative naming, and they just rush the names or something or whatever for Marker 9. We also get Booster Sphinx Cowl, so we have confirmation for that, which is pretty tight. And I mean, considering we also have confirmation for Roar Tyranno, which is Tyranno Beat, pretty safe to say that that's either going to be Wave 2 or they're just dumping everything from like BX01 to BX31 like right off the bat, which would be insane. There's also Wizard Arrow and Rhino Horn, and these are recolors that we know from random boosters. So Wizard is from Booster 2, Rhino's from Booster 3, and then the last thing that I've got on the list is Booster Vice Tiger. Now, I don't know if Vice Tiger is... I don't know if Vice Tiger is going to be an exclusive. It's a very similar situation to Savage Bear. These could be exclusives for Hasbro, but they could also easily be TT ones like Tyranno was. But granted, we also have Tusk Mammoth in the Stadium set, right? So these could easily be Hasbro exclusives very easily, which I could see that happening. Which is a shame because Vice Tiger sounds so sick. Like if Tiger Vice was the TT Bay, that would be so cool. But hey, if TT doesn't do Vice Tiger, then that just means Hasbro has another win under its belt. So that's pretty much it. If you want to check out the spreadsheet and take a look at it for yourself, I linked it up in the top chat and I'll put it in the description. That kind of covers all of it. If there's anything you guys want to go over, I'll let you guys have the floor now. Imagine if they call it Excalius Drawn. I don't think they're gonna do that. I mean, they're probably just gonna call it Buster Drawn. I'm not trying to shit on you, Lucas, but Burst fans, you guys gotta let it go. It's its own thing. Yes, it looks a lot like Excalibur, but it's not Excalibur. There's a very, very low chance they'll ever, call it Excalius. They're not going to do a dump. There's definitely going to be at least 2-3 waves of this for sure. Yeah, probably. I don't think we'll see a dump. I mean, I think we'll definitely get, a period of time where there's going to be a lot of the same stuff on the shelf with the new stuff. So we're going to see like early release Wave 1 stuff warming the shelves while a lot of the like Wave 2, Wave 3 newer stuff takes it up. That's probably going to be like November, December, January. So like very late this year, early next year, we'll probably see that stalemate happen in stores. It's like Vice Tiger's going to be the old 80s Bay. It could be, which would be interesting. It's a White Tiger. White Tiger. Just feels TT is not much like Hasbro. I think TT's big issue right now is they're too focused on variants. Like, the reason why, one of the big reasons, I don't think that I was aware of this and it took me time to actually understand this, or understand that this was the way I was feeling about it, but when I made my Beyblade X is kind of trash right now video when in the hype up to UX, I think it was pretty undoubted that, I think everyone was guessing at that point that that Drawn Buster was going to be a Drawn Bay. And I was not excited for it because it was going to be a Drawn Bay. Like, we had just gotten Drawn Dagger and Chain, or Hell's Chain. And, like, we're already seeing, so many variants. And then they just dropped this new unique line, and it's all variants of Team Persona. Is very disappointing. So, I am disappointed with Takara Tomy. I think Hasbro is a lot more promising than Takara Tomy right now, because Hasbro just has so much more going for it. The only thing to complain about for Hasbro is no launcher grips and no, one-to-one stadium. But at the end of the day, we have the normal Shroud Stadium. We have 1-to-1 Beyblades. Like, all of these releases that we're getting, like, all of these things that we've seen images for, these are all just TT Beyblades being released under Hasbro. Same system. You know, there's no teeth versus slope this time. It's all the same. And then we're also getting the TT winder launchers and string launchers easily available. And then not to mention, you know, the loads of exclusives that we're getting. So, you know, this is a huge win for Hasbro. Also that, and keep in mind, all of the recolors are just TT recolors. There is no, like, Hasbro exclusive recolors this time. At least not yet. All of it, all of, like, the standard Beyblades are, all of the standard Beyblades are just TT, repackaged with a QR sticker on the bottom of the blade. Like, that's it. The exclusives, I know a lot of people are complaining that the exclusives are, well, yeah, they're just taking the bottom part of the blade from, you know, existing Beyblades and just putting new metal on it. Yeah, keyword, new metal. It's not the same blades. It's, like, yeah, they have similar shapes, but they're going to play differently. Like, Tusk Mammoth is not going to be a new, you know, just another Hell Scythe. Knife Shinobi is not just going to be a new Rhino Horn. You know, like, yes, they're very similar, but they're not the same. And considering it's Hasbro coming right off of, what do you call it? Right off of Burst, and how, like, garbage Burst was in general with its quality control and whatnot. All of the things that we're getting that are important are done right. All of the TT bays are 1-to-1. The stadium is just about 1-to-1. The differences are, you know, generally negligible for the most part. Gameplay is spiced up a little bit, but that's not a bad thing, in my opinion. I can give a pass to the stadium. We're getting the stock launchers for TT. Like, yeah, you gotta buy the wider launcher separately, but you buy one of them or two of them, and that's all you need. And you're ultimately saving money if you go and buy the rest of the starters and everything. So, I mean, that's a win in and of itself. So, like, all of the things that matter for Takara Tomy are done right. And then all of the optional extra stuff for Hasbro, even if you don't like it, it's optional. You don't have to get it. You're not going to miss out on the Beyblade X experience if you opt out of getting the, you know, the exclusives or the bucket stadium. Like, all of the things that needed to be right were done right. You know, apart from the Shroud Stadium being slightly different, it's just TT stuff, which is glorious. So at the end of the day, I think, you know, for everyone who's still kind of on the fence about Hasbro for Beyblade X, there's nothing to complain about. If you're complaining about Hasbro still, you're on COPPA. Because they're nailing it for Beyblade X. At least out of the gate, they're nailing it. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, no, this was going to be a video, but I knew I was going to get into this, like, I was going to talk a lot. So I wanted to do this as a stream instead of a video, because then I would have to edit all this stuff in. I'd have to make things move around a lot. So it's much better if I just, you know, do it as a stream. At the end of the day, the English voice of Maiden will style my stance. You know, that's understandable. Do you think Hasbro X-Bays will be competitive? Yeah, no, they will be. Because they're no different. They're just the same as TT. Like, it's 1-to-1, so there's no reason for the meta to change. I mean, they're going to be the same. You know, like, you're going to buy a stock drawn sword from TT and a stock drawn sword drawn from Hasbro, and they're both literally just the same Beyblade. So the meta is not going to change, and you will be able to use them with your TT stuff. So at least I think so. Snow Luxray, what's up? Metal, do you think it's possible to get bays that are homages to the Blade Breakers? We already have Drake and Phoenix. Let's get Tiger and Future Turtle Bay. Maybe. It seems like that's what they wanted to do with those two Beyblades. So I think we probably will see a Tiger and a Tortoise Bay at some point. So that's probably going to be TT. But honestly, with Vice Tiger, I don't know. I don't know. But hey, that could mean Vice Tiger is the Drigger stand-in. So hey, that could be what that is, which that would be hype. So there is a shot that Vice Tiger is going to be a, Blade Breakers homage, like Drake and Phoenix. But yeah, in terms of X-Over, I have no clue what they're going to do for Hasbro. It's possible we don't see it, but I think we should see it. I think it probably would come out, especially because they dropped Dronzer's name up here. I don't know what EU means, but having Dronzer's name there, period, is important. So I think X-Over will likely come. Vice Tiger will definitely be Queen Manju Bay. Yeah, I think Vice Tiger probably is going to be Queen Manju's Bay. It's very likely. Metal, what more Avatar bays do you want to see in X? Honestly, like, all the stuff that we're seeing from Hasbro so far for their exclusives, I'm pretty happy with. Like, we're getting some interesting stuff, like Mammoth and, what else? Mammoth, Croc, Kong. I think those are pretty fun. Samurai and Shinobi and Talentera. Like, these are pretty fun. You know, it adds more variety and more color. It adds more flavor to Beyblade X, and I like that about the exclusives for Hasbro. I'm also parched as hell. I'm gonna have to get a drink after this. As cool as X-Over bays are going to be, I think homages are concept TT and Hasbro should take advantage of. Yeah, I mean, I expect to see it. Like, Vice Tiger will probably be, like, a painted heavyweight Beyblade for Queen Manju. That's probably what's going to happen. It's very likely, at the least. So, I think Tiger Vice would be a lot of fun to see for Queen Manju. I would love to see more human motifs that Hasbro is doing with Shinobi and Shogun. Yeah, those are cool. Honestly, though, like, the one human motif that I really want over anything else is Moff Gideon. Because Moff Gideon is played by Giancarlo Esposito, who also plays Gus Fring in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And I'm not just one of the memesters that likes the, Walter meme. Like, no, I saw both of the shows. I binged through both of them. They are really good in their own rights. I do like, I like those shows for what they are, and not just the memes. So, but that being said, I really hope they put Giancarlo's face on the Beyblade so I can have my Gus Fring Beyblade. Those bays are more fun in X things possible. Gator Bay. I don't know about a Gator Bay considering we're getting a Croc Bay. I mean, Crocs and Gators are like basically the same animal. So, in terms of a Gator, I wouldn't bet on it, but it's possible. But considering we have a Crocodile Beyblade, I don't think we'll see a Gator. I'm still hurting from the 2 canceled 0G bays who are homages to Dronzer. Yeah, oh, what was it? Garuda. What was it? Guardian Garudus and the Byakuo Beyblade, Berserker Byakuo. Those were kind of hype. Although they put them on shit parts, except for Garuda. That one was on cool stuff. That was on new parts. And then they put Byakuo on 125S, and I'm like, are you kidding me? 125S, that's what you decide to put it on? Why not give it, like, a new, why not, I mean, even if you're gonna reuse parts, put it on 105F. The dude is, like, so aggressive with it. I think Zero G's biggest downfall was the fact that they were reusing, like, basic bitch parts from, like, you know, Season 1 of Metal Fight, like, 145D, DF145BS, what else? SW145SD. 125S is probably the biggest offense. It's like there were, you know, like some of the stock ones, like WA130HF on Zerago was cool. Like that I'm okay with that. But they didn't do enough new tracks and tips, in my opinion. Kind of killed it. Fun fact, there's only 2 Fox-based Beyblades. Yeah, there's one in Plastic Gen, I think, and then the other one is Fox from Metal Fight. But we don't get a lot of Fox Beyblades, unfortunately. MFB fans defending TT for repeating 230 WD. I mean, I should have been on 230 WD. I think that was dumb. It should have been on something else. They should have made a new claw track, or I mean, WD, yeah, that's fine, but maybe give it like a new, give it a different spin track. Maybe give it like a new, like, a new downforce spin track to increase rotation or whatever. Rabbit Beyblade, please. Yeah, Rabbit Beyblade would be interesting, but at the same time, I don't know how they would make a rabbit aggressive. I mean, imagine the Bit Beast for a rabbit, right? What would it do? Like, you know, dig a hole and eat the vegetables in your garden? I think that's why we don't see Rabbit Beyblades, is because it's not easy to make a rabbit in the context of Beyblade really work. I wonder if Hasbro does a Slug-Off Beyblade. Maybe, I don't know. A Sloth Beyblade would be interesting, but then again, you know, what would a sloth, you know, how menacing is a sloth going to be? Because, like, you need to have, like, a level of menace to... I feel like you need to have a level of menace within the... you know, within the thing. Like, a Kong, like a gorilla, is a menacing animal. A crocodile is pretty menacing. You know, it's like, I think that's the good way to think about it. Like, what is something that, you know, if you were going to battle this and it was going to be like, you know, aggressive, is it going to be menacing? A fox is menacing. Especially when it has rabies. But honestly, I think a fox is a bit of a stretch. Sluggoth is a creature mythology. I mean, Beyblade does like to do mythical creatures, so it's possible. Killer whale. Yeah, I think a whale... I mean, we've had Cetus in the past, and Seaborg. Those are whales. So I think a whale is definitely possible. I mean, you think of a whale as a big-ass animal. Like, that's pretty menacing. What else? Like, a bear is menacing. You know, like, you think about a bear, and you think about bear attacks and all that. Yeah, well, Unicorn's mythical beast gets off. I mean, it's got a horn, too, so that's pretty menacing. A pterodactyl is a dinosaur. Same with Tyranno. Pretty menacing. A wizard can be menacing because magic. A dragon is menacing. A shark is menacing. What else? These all need to be menacing. A knight can be menacing. He's got a sword. Fucking Satan. Yeah, if he's not menacing, I don't know what is. A samurai is pretty menacing. He's got a big-ass sword. A rhino is menacing. He'll impale you. Never under a dolphin. Dolphins can be menacing. Let me tell you, those things like eat sharks or something. And they get high off pufferfish. Like, dude, dolphins are fucking insane, dude. I think a dolphin would be possible. A platypus, I don't know. Scorpion's 100%. We had Scorpio in Metal Fight. But I think dolphins are 100% possible. I would love to see a dolphin Beyblade. That'd be sick. A wasp, yeah, wasp is pretty possible. I don't think we've seen a bait, like I'm gonna say no to the Spider Beyblade because I hate spiders. I mean, we're getting a Spider-Man Beyblade. That's all I want for spiders, because I feel like spiders and bugs, I think the one thing with those is that they would be a little bit too creepy. For some reason, they made a scorpion work in Metal Fight, but that was like I think the only time we ever saw a scorpion. Tripio was also, I think, a scorpion or something like that. But yeah, we haven't really seen like bugs in a while, which I think is a good thing, because I hate bugs with a passion. Dolphins laugh while killing you. That's real. Centipede. No, I don't want to see a centipede. A meerkat. Probably not a meerkat. You think of a meerkat as like the dude Timon from Lion King. So Satan is not as creepy as bug. No, Satan's not creepy. Satan is more so like, it's like you think about hell and Satan and you get like a sense of doom in your soul, whereas like a bug will creep you the hell out. A scarab. Isn't that like that ancient beetle thing or something like that? We need a hawk. Hashtag release. Dude, we need a falcon Beyblade. Fuck the hawk. We need falcons, man. Dude, I'm a born and raised Georgia boy. Where are my falcons at? And we're not talking. If anyone brings up the unmentionable thing, then they're getting banned, because we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the events of 2017 or 2018. But either way, moving on. Like a lion, that's pretty menacing. What else? A phoenix or a dragon, menacing. A sphinx. I mean, I think with a sphinx, That's why Metal does not live in Australia. Dude, I love Juice, but I'm never going to Australia. If anything, we're shipping Juice out to the US for a visit. Because I cannot deal with the spiders they got there, dude. If I see one of those spiders, like, I'm just gonna secede. It's over. A Lynx. Yeah, Lynx is a good example. We got Lynx in Metal Fight. Eagle. I would love to see Eagle return. That'd be fun. I think a Centaur would be fun to see again. I don't think we've seen a Centaur since Sagittario, which was always cool. I think Sagittario is inspired. What else from Metal Fight? Pegasus is one. I would like to see a Pegasus revival. I do want to see a Pegasus Beyblade come back. A Lemur Beyblade. I don't think a Lemur. If we get a Falcon, can we get Winter Soldier? Honestly, dude, Falcon and Winter Soldier, that could be a Marvel collab. Dude, that would be such a sick 2-pack. Imagine we get that. We get like a Falcon Winter Soldier 2-pack. I mean, it would make sense because they have a show together. A Minotaur, yeah, Minotaur would be good. Or Bull, yeah. I need my Ben K energy back. Yeah, anything that's like a Zodiac, a menacing animal, or mythological pretty much works as a Beyblade. We need Beyblade X BattleBots. I mean, that would... I feel like any like spinning top iteration of Beyblade is just going to be another Baywheel situation. Because, like, if we get a spin-off like that, if we were to get, like, literally any Beyblade thing that's not spinning tops, I don't think it's going to go well. I mean, we saw what happened with Baywheels and Bay Raiders, not Bay Ragers, although Bay Rager would be that'd be awesome. About a Gila Monster Bay? Yeah, maybe. If it's a monster, then probably. Like any fully body spinner. Like, I think the thing is, any non-spinning top, like if it's not compatible with the main Beyblade line, like fully compatible, like it's got bit, it's got ratchet, it's got blade, you take it off, you put it, you swap it out, you launch it with a Beyblade. Like, if it's anything like Baywheels and Bay Raiders, it's gonna tank. I hate to say it, but I mean that's just the facts. That's what happened when they did do that in 2010, 2011, 12 with that. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. A wolf or coyote, those would be great. Like a wolf Beyblade. I do want a wolf revival because I think wolf was honestly criminally underrated. They did not use wolf as much as they should have. Crab. I just want a crab Beyblade for Tetsuya. I want my Gasher. I want my Cancer Beyblade. Scarab is a beetle in Egyptian mythology. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. No, not Bay Rangers. Bay Rager. Ragers. Like, what is a I vaguely know what a Rager is. Let's define Rager. A wild party. Okay, that's, yeah, with a lot of alcohol. That's what I thought it was, yeah. Nah, dude, like a Bay Rager with alcohol and blackjack and hookers? Dude, sign me the fuck up. Although it would be Beyblade instead of blackjack, but I'll still sign up for that. That'd be hype. Look out for this summer. We're going to hold the Metal Tops Rager tournament. It's going to be 21 plus only. We're going to have alcohol and everything. It's going to be hype. Beyblade drinking game. I've been considering doing that. I mean, I have to get money and get more soju, but a Beyblade drinking game would be fun. I might do that with Elliot because he owns he runs a beer shop. So who knows? When me and Elliot meet up in person, there will be drinking. 100%. You can guarantee on that. Made drinking rules for Yu-Gi-Oh! I think there's a drinking game for just about everything. Like drinking. There's like a Rule 34 for drinking games. Like, if it exists, you can make it a drinking game. So, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Alright, sorry. I got a notification about something tomorrow. Harvin, what's up? Not sure why your comment didn't show up. Maybe I missed it. But I got lost in the shuffle. Yeah, I didn't see it pop up. Oh, boy. Today's been a day. Today's been a day. But yeah, I think the next thing we got on the list is the stadium. We'll get back on topic. I want to say it was funny you said Bay Rager, yeah. And also a bat. Nah, fuck bats. Actually, Batman Beyblade. I'm salty that it's Marvel and not DC. Holy shit, Maki, you live. What's up, dude? Dude, it's been too long. I'm so sorry. We were gonna play Splatoon with Nick, and then I can't renew my Nintendo Online. We need to do that. I will talk to Nick and we will organize Splatoon at some point, but I need to get my online back for that. So bear with me, Maki. It will happen. We will play Splatoon soon. I also need to play Side Order because that came out and I did not buy it. I really want to get that. But yes, we will do that. I don't know when, but we'll do it. I think a rager is like someone who gets angry always. That's one definition. There's two definitions. You've got definition 1, which is somebody that rages all the time, and then definition 2, which is a wild ass party with lots of drinking. Ragers are. I haven't been to like a proper rager in fucking forever, which is probably a good thing. Let me shitpost. I'm gonna shitpost Mim real quick. I wonder if Mim's still watching the stream. That'd be funny. I just exposed myself shitposting to him. Well, it's happening. Prepare yourself, Mim. You're getting shitposted. Let me see. Very interesting, Harvin. Very interesting. Oh yeah, also guys, go join the Discord. We've got a contest going on for why is this not fully opening up? Hold on. No, why is it only opening in the side? Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah, we've got a contest going on over here in the events tab. We're doing a Beyblade X aesthetic combo contest, and we've got 9 entries so far. So if you have not done that yet, be sure to go and do that. There are rules for it, pinned at the top. I think they're pinned. Yeah, no, they are pinned. So I usually pin the rules for these, but no custom parts, no painted parts. Everything must be photographed. And no using previous winners for this one. But, yeah, enter a combo, put it in, see what happens. You'll get a shout out on the channel because I don't have any prizes to give. Hopefully I'll have prizes soon. We'll have prizes like later this year, hopefully. I would say a Star Bay, but it's got to have an avatar. I mean, Star Wars Beyblade, so maybe a Death Star Beyblade could happen. Ah, rip, yeah. Come on, Jank, you gotta get some X-Bays. But yeah, so that is the Discord announcement. There is also the Hasbro Stadium, so we'll go over that. Because the Hasbro Stadium is funny, right? Like, the Hasbro Stadium is so, it's just outrageous. Let me get the images of it. But yeah, no, like the Hasbro Stadium is just out freaking rageous. And I kind of love it for that. It also looks puny, which is so funny. So here are the images for it. This is what we got. I'll also get rid of this since we don't need that anymore. But yeah, so this is the image for the stadium. It's like really stupid looking. It's got this really ugly neon green, like Jonkler slime color. The X-rail is molded on. Yeah, I've got CBTs in my Discord. There's a CBT channel in the Beyblade category, and there's also what else? CBT voice chats. So people, you guys are more than welcome to go in. I'll show where that is while we're at it. Go in. Down in Beyblade, there's custom battle tourneys. Dark Artemis is already holding one for Burst, so if you're interested, go check that out. You guys are more than welcome to hold them. We got CBT voice chat, so you guys can run those in there as much as you want. I really don't care. I want my server to be a lot of fun. The green is over. Dude, we ended up getting like so many like Baytubers in the server. It's nuts. We got a fair amount of we got a fair amount of people in here, which is funny. But yes, go check out the custom battle tourneys. Start your own if you want. If you got some bays and you want people to do a custom tourney, do it. You can stream it in the VCs down there. It's open season. But yeah, so the green color sucks in terms of aesthetics, but you can green screen it. So you best believe that even if I don't get any Beyblades from Hasbro, I will get this stadium, and I will make so much content with this stupid piece of plastic. That is the only thing this is useful for, because there's no shroud, there's no cover. Yeah, so it's actually dangerous, but think about all the trick shots you can do. So this stadium is going to be very interesting to use for those purposes. But we also have this. So there's an extreme zone here, and then 3 over zones, which is weird. Kind of goofy, but interesting nonetheless. Also, if we zoom in really close, we can see that there is no gear here. So the gear stops before it hits the ridge here, which is very interesting. So I think that's worth noting, and that's going to definitely change the gameplay up a little bit. Hopefully it won't shoot them around as fast, and that's what they're banking on, but I still think there's going to be lawsuits for this. It's going to fly out. Because, like, look at how short these walls are. I'm pretty sure these are, like, a good, like, half to full inch shorter than, like, the Chaos Core Stadium. And those walls aren't, like, super short either. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen to children when they get their hands on this. I have to make an instructional video on making a bay out of cookies. You should do it. Man, I'm sorry I'm yawning. I have not been sleeping well, and last night was no exception. I slept like shit. The danger makes it fun. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to start wearing safety goggles. Like, even my TT Stadium, Beyblades, like, fly out every time. Like, we did the giveaway tournament last night, and I had, on, like, once or twice, we had a Beyblade, fly out. It was insane. Decapitation by Beyblade. Yeah. I think Hasbro bays will last longer. I don't think they'll last any longer than TT, because they're all the same, so it'll just be down to specific combos and parts and whatnot. But I'm hoping we get something wider than high needle soon, because I'm kind of sick of not having like wide defense, or even just defense. Even just like a defense tip, like spike and needle are like, yeah, funny meme, haha, but outside of high needle, there's nothing with decent LEDs. So I hope on like the UX Night Beyblade we get a like a wider defense, or like a wide needle would be nice. Or like wielding a face shield, yeah. I mean, you're gonna want to just get a shield for the Hasbro Beyblades at this point, or for the stadium rather. I think that's what it's gonna come down to, whether or not you can protect yourself manually. Maybe Eternal Spike. I don't think we'll see that. I think we'll get bearing bits at some point, but probably nothing like Eternal Sharp, because those honestly sucked. Let me tell you, like, the one thing that, like, I love Metal Fight, but it sucks for like all of the stamina tips, or the branded stamina tips rather. Like all the sharp tips are ass. Let's take a look at like regular sharp is like no balance whatsoever. Gets knocked over easy. Same with bottom sharp, same with metal sharp, same with eternal sharp. It's so dumb. The only time we got bearings was in a performance tip, mind you, was bearing dried. That was it. There was no bearings in anything else, which is disappointing. But I think, what is it? If we got a bearing bit for Beyblade X, that was more like, you know, like the bearing drivers from, what do you call it? I forgot. I lost my train of thought. My brain is dead right now. It's also allergy season, so I'm a little stuffed up. But yeah, no, Eternal Sharp, Eternal Wide Defense, all like the Eternal stuff would have been great if it had a bearing, but none of those have bearings. It's just, you know, plastic, or it's just a metal axle and then just plastic rubbing against each other. So I think that was the greatest fall of Metal Fight, but at that scale, because those were so small, I don't think there would be, I don't think there was room enough to put, like, to feasibly stick a bearing in that. Because it was different. They could make it larger in Plastic Gen because you had more room in the blade base. But for just the performance tip and how small they were, not having bearings was, you know, like a pretty understandable decision. Allergy season is basically when spring comes around and all of the trees and flowers start to bloom and all the pollen gets everywhere. Animals also start to shed a lot, and they get like new fur coats. So there's a lot of like allergenic materials everywhere in general, and a lot of people get like really bad allergic reactions in like spring or fall or whatever, and I'm one of those people that gets it during spring. Although it's only hitting me now, and it's not hitting me that bad, probably because I spend a lot of time inside compared to when I was in school, where I was walking outside a lot, and it was really bad. It got to the point where like my nose would clog up and my throat would, like, I swear, there's this one time we were at Outback Steakhouse, and it was like the first time I really had a serious issue with allergies. My nose got so closed up. My nose and throat were so bad. I could barely breathe. It was like, it was scary. It was genuinely scary. It was so tough. Like, it was a struggle to get air, and I hated that so much. I've never had an incident like that again, thankfully, but allergy season sucks ass. When spring comes, I mean, that's essentially what it is. Play PVZ, GW2. Alright, sounds good, James. Yeah, allergies really sucks. I mean, best thing you can do, like, January, February, start taking, like, allergy supplements. Because then once you get used to the allergy supplements kicking in, you're gonna feel nothing at all during spring. It's gonna be great. I didn't do that this year because I thought I was gonna just be inside all day, which mostly I am, but I do get out sometimes. Only allergy I have is mosquitoes. Oh, that sucks, dude. I hate mosquitoes. Although I don't have to deal with mosquitoes that much where I live. They're like really just like a hot season summer thing, and then they like all of them die as soon as it gets cold. And then they don't show up for like another 8 months. Yeah, no, my allergies are meh. I can be crippled, but normally I'm not. And my body's really telling me it's time to sleep, but it's like 7:20. It is not time to sleep. Oh, yeah, that's all the Hasbro stuff. Now one thing that's interesting though, I will say, for like the Spring Stadium or Base Stadium 25, I don't know if one of these is this piece of crap. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I have a very sad allergy. It's a money allergy. That's real. Well, that would be if you're like, I mean, you could have an allergic reaction to money. Like they like a chemical or maybe the material they use, you could be allergic to that. People can be allergic to the sun, which, gosh, I would hate that. I love the sun. I love it when it's warm out. When it's cold out, I cannot stand it. I hate being cold. I would rather be like really hot than really cold. But maybe that's just because, yeah. Pineapple chunks. That's delicious. The sun, never knew sun could give allergic reaction. Yeah, you can be allergic to the sun. Michael Jackson was allergic to the sun. It's more so a thing if you have like really light skin, like albinos, or I think that kind of counts as being allergic to the sun. But yeah, that happens. Oh, that's crazy, Cayman. Use a fork. I have a spoon, so I have to live with a spoon. A fork would be easier, but I don't have that luxury, sadly. Fall is my favorite season because I pretend I have AC in my house. Oh, that's hype. I'm allergic to cringe, that's why I don't go out much. My sister's allergic to the sun. Yeah, it's a sad thing. Yeah, it's all about, like, you know, how your body reacts to, like, certain things. Like, I mean, that's why food allergies are a thing. Like, your body can't process whatever that certain thing is properly. So, you know, you have, you know, the allergic reaction where it tries to void it from your body, which, when you got pollen, it usually tries to go out of your nasal system or your you know, like your mouth and your nose. So that's why you get all stuffed up when that happens. Which really sucks, and I hate that so much, but it is what it is. I'm really getting it today. I don't know why. I haven't even been outside. Sucks I'm allergic to salmon. It was so good. Oh, no. I don't know what I would do if I was allergic to seafood. If I became allergic to seafood, I would get so sad. Like, I love seafood. I am a whore for seafood. There's two kinds of food I'm a whore for. Cheesecake and seafood. Those are, like, the two... Bro, I swear. If a girl asks me out on a date and is like, I'm taking you out to dinner, we're gonna go have seafood and then we're gonna have cheesecake, I am down for like whatever the fuck she wants to do for the next week. Like, seafood and cheesecake for free, sign me up. I will do like just about anything. KFC, dude, KFC is so bad. Dude, KFC fell off so hard. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because maybe it's the ones in Jersey, but dude, KFC in my area is so bad. You marry that girl, dude. I swear, like, a ring is going to just materialize at that point. But I don't know. Right? Like, well, you know, to be fair, I thought that men pay, not women. Well, sometimes women do pay. Sometimes they will pay. Especially if they're rich, which, honestly, I kind of hope I meet, like, a nice rich girl who will pay for my Beyblade addiction. Then I don't have to get a job. No, I'm kidding. I do want to get a job. Because I don't want to be just doing nothing. Yeah, like, it's... Northeast KFC is really bad. Popeyes is fine. Popeyes is fine up here. And so is Chick-fil-A. But Chick-fil-A is just kind of like, you know, like, it's good, but there's better chicken. You don't go to Chick-fil-A for the chicken. You go for like the cheese sauce, the waffle fries, and the shakes. Those are what you go to Chick-fil-A for. And then Popeyes is the best, in my opinion. Granted, some places get really salty with their, like, dude, the Popeyes that's close to me, so salty. Like, I'm okay with the salt that they put on, but like, it is a lot of salt. For me, it would be the lava cake. Lava cake is good. Lava cake is pretty good. I think with lava cake, the big thing is I need like 2 glasses of milk. especially for chocolate lava cake. Oh gosh, it's insane. Like, lava cake is something I'll have like every like blue moon if I really feel like it, but a lot of milk is gonna go missing after that. Then at the date she tell you she likes Beyblade. Dude, that would seal it, man. I want you to try our KFC. I will visit you at some point, Pop. We will have the epic sleepover. We will do that. I don't know when, but we'll do it. Make everything at home. We make sure it's best quality food. Yeah, I wish we... Here's the thing with like homemade food in my house, right? My mom is vegetarian, and she's the main person that cooks like the dinner meals. My dad usually does like grilling the meat and whatnot, but he doesn't always do the meat dishes. Now, granted, my mom can make some really good dishes. She made this like buffalo chicken that was really good, but when it comes to like pork, especially like pork and some kinds of chicken she makes, it's just not good. But yeah, no, I think if I was getting like homemade like Asian food all day, oh, that'd be so good, dude. Asian food, like here's the thing, like the Japanese really know how to cook good food. I like the way that they prepare their vegetables because it doesn't feel like it was just thrown on your plate. Like it's in the dish and you have to eat it, but it's not a bad experience when you do eat it. I think that's what I like about Japanese food the most. That's why I'm a sucker for ramen bowls and sushi and seafood. I need to make a playlist of when I cook. Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta do that, Jank. A life would be a dream. You can learn anytime how to cook. Yeah, I need to do that. I was going to do that this past month. I totally didn't. That's my bad. I mean, honestly, right now, my priority is getting a job. I need money. Like, I live at home right now, but I'm trying to get money so I can move out. Well, I need two things. I need a job, and I need somebody to live with, because I don't think I'm going to be able to live by myself. I might drive myself insane, and that would be bad. There's like a very slim chance I might end up living with Elliot for a bit, but I have no idea. Although that would be so cool and convenient. Like if Elliot and I were living together, Blade Dragons would be so much easier than it is. Because all we would have to do is just set up like one camera and move in with Elliot. Yeah, dude, Blade Dragons together forever. Yeah, I would, dude. I would love to move in with Elliot. That'd be so much fun. Because then I get to play with his Beyblades too, and I get to experience Plastic Gen. Because I'm not getting into Plastic Gen in terms of the toys. That's too expensive. And, like, if something breaks, welp, that sucks. So I think when it comes to Plastic Gen, I'll just play with Elliot. Looking for roommate, non-smoker, I'm sorry. Sorry. I vape, so I don't fit. Dude, the amount of vlogs, at that point, like, I feel like that's all that we would make. Like Elliot, like Metal Tops and Elliot Sampson channels would be dead for like however long we're living together, because we would just vlog on Blade Dragons like all week. That would be it, which would be fun. I mean, to be fair, like I don't vape that often. It's like every so often. Usually when I get like super stressed, if I'm like really stressed or really upset about something, I'll like use it to blow off steam, but there's no nicotine or anything in it. It's all zero. It doesn't get you addicted or anything, which is fun. I just like to blow the clouds when I get pissed. I can visually let off steam. The vlogs would go so hard. Yeah, they would. The vlogs would go hard. I mean, that will happen. I will be doing there will be Blade Dragons vlogs. Breathe air, you don't need a vape. Let me tell you, when you work in food service, like, this was the reason I didn't go to jail on some occasions. There were times where I wanted to beat the crap out of people because they would just come in with like the stupidest shit. And yeah, I needed something, because the only other option was punching stuff, and that's not gonna fly. So I am not moving in with Oscar. No, fuck that. I will die before that happens. I swear, dude. Like, if I like was putting up a ad for a roommate and that dude showed up, I would turn his ass away immediately. Fast food is the worst job in US. It's not good. Like, the fast food industry, no one respects you. No one cares about you. If you're behind the counter, like, there's no one really cares. The only people that care about you are your regulars who are nice to you. The occasional nice person that comes in and you never see them again. And the people that you directly work with. I think I said them already. But otherwise, everyone else hates you. And especially corporate. Dude, corporate does not care about you at all. If you work in fast food, corporate does not give a shit about you or your feelings or your family or your time or your other goals and aspirations in life. If you work fast food nowadays, your life is whatever that job is. Like, they will ask you to come in at the stupidest hours. Like, I swear, there's this one time I took a day off and I marked it on the calendar. I'm like, hey, manager, I'm taking my day off. I got a plan. And me and my friends took a trip somewhere. Like, we took like a day trip. And my manager, like, or somebody texted me in the middle of the day. They're like, hey, we need you to come in. I'm like, no, I took a day off. I'm not coming in. They're like, well, we need you to come in. I'm like, no, I am, like, not in the state. I'm not coming in. Or like, what? You're not in the state? Why are you not in the state? I'm like, I took a day off. What do you expect? I'm not hanging around here if I have a day off. But, like, yeah, no, you will get, like, the stupidest texts. Especially if you work at a place where the managers are pushy. Like, if you're going to work anywhere in fast food, make sure the manager is someone who's not pushy. Like, I worked for, the person that I worked under was really sweet. Like, a great manager, very good work ethic, very nice, very understanding. A lot of leniency. And, there was a period where I thought I was, like, gonna get canned, because I think I was like a point where I was going through a rough patch in my previous relationship, and I was, like, missing tons of days, and I don't know how I didn't get fired at that point, but I was around long enough to become senior to an extent, so they were letting me close the stores and doing managerial stuff, and the reason I left was because there was this coworker that I had, this old lady, very stubborn, very stuck in her ways, but her ways were like shit. So, like, anything that, like, any, like, idea or anything, like, she had to do, she always did wrong. And if she messed up in a big way, she would dump the blame on other people. She was a very toxic person. And it got to the point where she was starting to turn other workers against me. And then my manager was putting, those workers on the same shifts as I was, and I was not having it. I was like, I have problems with these people. You know that there are other people that you can put on this shift. And they didn't do it. So I'm like, all right, fuck this. 2 weeks, I'm gone. Peace out. This is, I'm not putting up with this. Because, like, it was just such a stupid situation, because what pisses me off the most about it is myself and then two of my other coworkers who, the three of us were pretty tight. We were all, like, senior workers. So, like, we knew how to close, we knew how to open and close. We knew how to, like, do all the managerial tasks for the day. And we offered management, we were like, okay, here's the deal, right? Toxic lady that everyone hates and causes problems works on these days with her husband, and her husband was integral because he baked all the muffins and bagels and everything for other stores in our area. So if we fired the old witch, she would take her husband with her. So they were a package deal. So me and my other two coworkers were like, hey, look, we'll replace them, full days, full hours, we'll switch off who bakes, because baking is not that hard. You just, a lot of it's just pre-made, so you just slap it on the tray, spray it with whatever, and then stick it in the oven for X amount of time. So we were like, yeah, look, two of us will work in the front, one of us will work in the back, and then we'll all just tag team the job and, like, get everything done, like, toot sweet. You can fire their asses, or rather her ass, and, let go of the dude. Because the dude was nice. Like, her husband was a really cool guy. Like, he was great. But she was just a pain in the ass. But either way, we pitched it to them, and like all they had to do was just find 2 more people to cover our main shifts for Sunday through Tuesday, and then we would just take, Wednesday through Saturdays. And it would have been much easier to find replacements for us than find replacements for them. So we pitched it to them, and they said no because they were looking for something more long term. But the thing was, if they had kept us on for that schedule, we would have stayed long term, because we were starting to get sick of some of the other people that we had to put up with, mostly the witch. So like if the witch was gone and we were just taking those shifts, especially because the 3 of us were all like, we were pretty good friends, we were all cool with each other, it would have just been like the 3 of us tag team slamming all of their shifts out with like no issues. Like we were like the best 3 workers, and we would have, absolutely aced that situation, and they could have given us a raise, and we would have stayed longer. But because they declined the offer, we all ended up leaving after a certain point. So like if they had gone with the deal and they had us do that, I would still be working there, and I probably wouldn't be that bad. Like I wouldn't be that upset about working at fast food, because it would have been a situation where, you don't have to put up with like the one thing that sucks at the specific place. But it is what it is, and they think that they made the right decision. I honestly think that they probably did make the right decision, because, while I would have money, I don't know if I would have gone through some of the necessary changes that I needed to if I was still working there, especially those hours. I wouldn't be doing my streams because I'd be working there right now. Or no, I'd be off today, but like I wouldn't be able to do my Saturday streams because they believe they know more young employees just felt better. Like, yeah, I don't know what I mean, like, their reasoning was fine, but like, we would have stayed longer, like much longer, if we were in that situation. Because like the one thing that the 3 of us wanted was just a solid schedule, and they had an opening to give us what we wanted while also improving their store at the same time. And like we would have put in the hours for it, and we did end up getting like new hires like later on. So we wouldn't have had to have that turnover at all if we had just gotten rid of her and then just had to cover the shifts. Like I wouldn't have cared. I would have done that. But now I have other responsibilities. I need to find a permanent job, or at least something that handles for the time being that, and get YouTube up. But yeah, it was a big situation. I used to work factory, and having to work with old people sucks so bad because they're entitled. Yeah, no, dude, like there are old people that will take the opportunity to help you if you need it, but they won't like impose their ideas on you. Like those people are fine. It's the people that don't listen and try to micromanage you that I hate. I should have older people to meet me because I was younger. Yeah, no, that's what that's what the witch was like. She would always talk about how her way was the best or whatever. And the thing was, her way usually took 10 times as long and did about 50% of the job that needed to get done in that time. It was so stupid. Like we have like the donut case in the front where we display all the donuts. And that has to get cleaned every night. So what you have to do is you have to take all the donuts out, you toss them, and then throw them out in the back, since, everything at the end of the day gets tossed. And then age does not matter much. It depends. Age does matter in certain jobs. You're not going to hire a 75-year-old in in a high-paced factory job. That's too much liability. Same with larger people. Like if you're trying to hire like a really, really large person in a place where they have to like fit through smaller spaces, it's not going to work. Like there is a reason for some of that age and, size bias, but there is also unfairness. Like I don't understand why you aren't going to hire like a 65-year-old accountant who is experienced in accounting for your accounting job. There's some decisions that some places make that are really dumb, but I think in some cases there is like a particular limit for age or size where it becomes unsafe after a certain point. So in some cases the threshold is okay, but in other cases it makes no sense. Like stationary office jobs can go to anybody. But like, you know, physical jobs at a certain like weight or at a certain age, you're not going to do as well in that. But yeah, no, there are a lot of cases where age does not matter at all. There are older people who think their shit don't stink and they ruin the work. Oh, really? That's real. I hate that so much. When I was younger, I was 13. My early job, and a woman was acting like a Karen, told me to, yeah. I don't think there was a time that I, like, fully snapped at the witch. There was a time I was really close. I got super close. And it probably would have been a big game changer if I did, but I kept my cool that day, and part of me wishes I did lose it on her. Because I might have avoided some problems that we had later on, but at the end of the day, I am glad that I was able to control my emotion in that instance. Because like when I actually get angry, it's not pretty. It's not very pretty. I don't like to get angry. Granted, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to get like rage. Like I will get heated, and sometimes I'll like, you know, exaggerate for the camera for you guys, just for you guys, and make myself look like I'm more mad, but me being actually mad is not fun. It's not a good experience. I've had my fair share of run-ins with the types. Yeah, no, it's everyone will meet that old person. There's always that old person that you will meet in your life. I know certain people in my HVAC class who got jobs they honestly didn't deserve. I think it's sort of weird how the hiring bias is, because if you're young, that's a huge advantage. Like I'm 22. I could probably go out with like nothing and just get like a random job because they just want somebody that can learn. Because when you're young, you can learn the stuff, but when you're older, it's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and that's sort of the mentality that a lot of employers will have with, you know, like older people in certain jobs. And in some cases, I understand. But in other cases, it makes no sense. Hey, Michael, what's up? Same people that they're the same people too that always try to spin the narrative of how younger people don't want to work. I mean, the thing is, there's certain situations like I want to work, but I don't want to be miserable while I'm working. The fast food industry has a lot of jobs where if you get into it, you're going to be miserable. Like even if it doesn't happen at first, within a year, you will feel miserable at some point. And then after that year, those chances just go higher and higher every day. I mean, like, you know, I was pretty excited to, you know, work at Dunkin' when I started. It was fun. And, you know, there were a lot of, you know, good things about it when I started. But over time, you know, I started to realize, you know, oh, this kind of sucks. This kind of sucks. This kind of sucks. And you notice these things and it compounds. And what really sucks is that, you know that it needs to change, but it doesn't change. So the biggest thing that you need to go into when you're working at a new job is not everything is always going to be shiny and clean. There's always going to be problems, a lot of which you can't change, and you just have to put up with it. So I think the big decision, like if you're working a shit job and you're wondering whether or not you should quit, evaluate like the things that are bad that you can change and the things you have changed before and the things that are bad that you can't change. Because if it's stuff like a coworker that you can replace, but they don't let you do that, then that's a decent reason to quit. Like I was quitting because like with the witch, the whole thing was like she was breaking rules, she was changing things, and they had to, because her husband was the baker, they had to like, you know, they had to structure everything around her, which sucked. So we had new rules, new times. We had to close later, which was so because normally we closed at 8:00, they bumped it to like 9 or I think 10 at a certain point because they would take like hours to clean. Like for me, when I close, like on my good days when I'm closing, like store closes at 8 and I'm out of there by like 9. on a good day. I know like my other coworkers, they could get that shit done and be out at like 8:15. I mean, usually I like to put things off until after I didn't have to deal with customers. But at my best, it would take me only another hour just to clean. And that's because I didn't care about getting out quick. I would take my time with some stuff. But, yeah, no, like, when it comes to fast food, you gotta know when it's time to go. And usually you're gonna know by your coworkers and how management handles them. If management will turn over a bad worker, you're in a good place. If they won't, then yeah, maybe get out. But at this point, I think the standards for fast food places have just gotten so low nowadays. Like, the food just keeps getting worse and worse. The service just keeps getting worse and worse. And that's in part due to a lot of the people that don't respect anybody in the fast food industry. Like, you know, these are people that handle your food. These people are handling substances that you are going to put into your body, and you are going to be an asshole to them. Like, there were so many times where, like, if we didn't have cameras at Dunkin', I would have spit in people's coffee. I would have kept, like, little vials in my sleeve of, like, fluids and dunked it in, and I would have been a terrible service worker to terrible people. You know, I never did that, but, it was, you know, like, the temptation is there. But then for the people that were like really nice to me, I would always make sure that I made their coffee or their sandwiches or whatever the way that they wanted it to be made. And especially the regulars. The regulars, I miss my regulars a lot because some of them were really, really nice. And it would be to the point where, like, I would see their car pull in, and by the time they walk in, all their stuff is done and on the counter. Like, it got to the point where I would have people come in, drop the cash on the counter, and be out in like less than a minute. It was great. Like, oh my goodness. Those and like everyone's happy because they get to go in and go out super fast with their stuff, and they know it's good quality, and then we just get to get it done, and usually we got tips for that. That is exactly what the witch would say. That the secret ingredient was love, and I mean, like, yeah, I put a certain amount of love into what I made, but you had to love me first. Like, if you show me some love at the register, then I'll put some love into your whatever. That sounded super sus out of context, but you guys know what I mean. Oh man, I will say though, I do miss the free food. Because there was a point where, you know, I was working like 16-hour days, and I was doing like a good 5 16-hour days a week, and it was times. There were a few days I didn't go home to sleep. I would sleep in my car and wake up and go in like the next morning. It sucked. Never do that. If you're ever working in fast food and they ask you to do double shifts back to back to back on multiple days without a break, do not do it. It will not get you anything. I was supposed to get promoted and get a raise and a promotion like twice. And then they just never did it. Even though I was working like beyond full time. I was going above and beyond the Call of Duty, and they didn't give me shit for it, which is one of the biggest reasons why I like cut my hours and I stopped working that hard. Once you show them you can, they will expect you to do it. Like, at that point, like, it wasn't just, like, you know, my manager asking me for favors. It was, like, they would schedule me for this, and I would do it, and they were promising me pay, and then they never did it. Like, once they changed, because the thing was, I was doing that right, alright, I'll see you later, Lucas. But, like, the thing was, like, I was working... You know, I would work those 16-hour days, and, like, I did it because the money, they were going to pay me. And granted, the tips were great, too. Like, I would, like, on those days, like, those 16-hour days, I would get, like, on my best days, a solid, like, $20 to $30 in tips alone. And, like, on a normal day, that's, like, you know, maybe 2 to 3 days combined. And I was making all that in one day. So, like, I would, you know, work, like, 5 days, 16 hours each day. and I would make out with like $200 in tips alone. And that's not on top of like the $1,400 that I was taking home from my paychecks. So like the pay was really good at the time, and I needed the pay. But, it got to the point where, they had promised me they were going to raise my pay, and they were going to, promote me. And at that point, I already knew how to close stores. I was already, they were calling me in for closing and whatnot. So I knew like managerial. They could have just promoted me they could have just made me a manager at that point. Like they literally could have just handed me a store, and I would have been like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And they said that like they were going to promote me, and then they never did. But the thing was also at that time, the owner of our like franchise died. He passed away. His wife sold off a bunch of them, and then they sold to a capital company. So we got bought out by a more corporate place. And after that happened, all like notions of raises and promotions were gone. And after that, they cut my pay too. They cut my pay, and I went back to getting paid part-time while I was working full-time hours, because they had bumped my pay up significantly. As significant as you can get for, that situation. But like they'd given me a raise, and they were like, yeah, you're going to get another one. And then it never happened because, capital company took over, and they were like, oh, well, we're going to slim up. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. What about my raise? I'm working like 90-hour week, like 80, 90-hour weeks for you. At least you can do is, pay me my due. And they were like, no. And I was like, all right, well, fuck you then. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to work at 2 stores anymore. I'm going to cut my days down to 4 from 6, and I'm going to work no more than 8 hours a day. And then at that point, because like the capital company came in and they put a lot of pressure on us. Like they put, they were redesigning everything. Like we were getting new clothes, we're getting like all new stuff. We also had the merger change. We swapped from Coke to Pepsi in, I think, 2023. That was a big thing that happened, because like our fridge got taken out and replaced with a Pepsi one. We got all Pepsi products. See you, Cayman. But like there was all sorts of new things that happened in that period, and it just ended up compounding on a lot of people. So a lot of the people that had been working there for like, at that point, like 2 to 3, 4 even years started to leave, including me. And, now there's like, like I visited my friend, who still works at that store. There's almost nobody that I really knew, because we had like a couple people leave. We got like a few new hires, and then I left. So I didn't really get to know many of them. And I was also not in a great like physical health space too. Like I was like getting kind of sick on days. So it was time to go anyways. But yeah, shit was rough. Don't give your soul to fast food. It's not worth it, because you won't get anything in return. But anyways, nice deep conversation out of the way. Always love doing those. Yeah, that's the Beyblade PDF. You guys can download it. I think it's still pinned up in the chat. Let me check real quick. I guess it was not pinned. Wait, I thought I pinned it. Oh, you know what? I pinned it only on my I only pinned it on my end. Oh, that sucks. My bad. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna go get a drink and chill out for a bit. But this was fun. I wanted to go over the spreadsheet and everything, and we did that. So, kind of accomplished my goal there. So I will see you guys probably Saturday if I don't do another stream this week. I don't know if Mim's doing another TMZ, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's it. Peace, guys. Take care.